Hello, everybody. Welcome to SBTV Love Connects. I'm Jennifer Rose. So happy to be here with all of you. And as we all get connected, I hope you're having a good day so far, or you've had a good day because I know we're in different time zones. A little bit of hi, Terry. Good to see you. Good to see you. A little bit of housekeeping, real quick. If you could please like, share, subscribe, tag, we would so appreciate it. It helps SBTV to keep growing and keep sharing all the love with the community. And I am a medium and a healer and a transformation guide. I also run a Sunday service. Hi, Victoria Bonnie. Good to see you. Hi, everybody. Hi, Mary. And you can reach me at mediumjenniferrose.com. There's Debbie. Hey, girl. Good to see you, Debbie. Thanks for coming here today. Hi, Michelle. Sorry, getting my train of thought back there again, too. You can reach me at mediumjenniferrose.com. Also run a Sunday service every couple of weeks, too. And I'm so happy to see all of you as everybody's popping on here today. I'm not a licensed therapist, so what I'm offering you today comes from spirit and from things I've learned over time through the wisdom of spirit and through my readings and interactions with others that I've done with spirit too. So I'm really excited to be able to have some time to share with you. There's Fran, there's Jessica, hello. Oh gosh, I'm sorry about the storms, Jessica. I hope that resolves for you and gets better. Hi, Michelle, good to see you. So I'm going to talk for a little bit. Hi, Marion. A little bit about love, and then we'll do some readings afterwards too. So hi, Krish. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, Krish. I just want to say hi to everybody for just a couple of minutes, and then we'll go ahead and get going. There's Jessica. Okay. So I hope you all are doing well. Okay. So as we're all coming on. Okay. Hi, Chris. Good to see you. Hi, Georgina. Great to see you too. Okay. Hope you're all having a great day. So I'm going to go ahead and get started just to kind of share with what's been sort of Spirit's been kind of like downloading with for me this morning here today. And because this morning it's morning here, but it's just getting to afternoon here over on the West Coast over in the US. We've got Kylie from Australia. Great to see you. So we're getting towards the holidays. And we've also had some pretty intense few weeks with the energies out there too. So that's what they kind of wanted me to talk a little bit about today. So I hope that this is something that will be like helpful for all of you. And so let's go ahead and go there and see how this connects and helps us, because we're talking about love, we're talking about relationships, and all of these external factors do affect us, and therefore they affect the people that we're connected to. So we're getting to kind of a busy, stressful time with the holidays. So a lot of things going on. We've been getting through a lot of transformational energies with the planets and all of that. So people are pretty kind of like already kind of catching their bearings, feeling a little exhausted. And then we're going into the holidays, which stirs up a lot of emotions. We get really busy. We're thinking about our loved ones who have passed in spirit, who might not be able to be there celebrating with us with the holidays as well. And that's always very challenging. We're thinking about our loved ones here that we may not be able to see or connect with because they live too far away, and so forth. So that stirs up a lot of emotions too. And then we may also have challenges as far as who we're going to be seeing and connecting with and getting together with, because sometimes those relationships, especially with family, can be pretty challenging. And so all of that's kind of coming in our minds. And then we're busy, 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 busy. So what this has been kind of like causing is a sort of like big all around squeeze or all around like pressure cooker for a lot of people too. So with these, like I said, these last few weeks, and then with these next few weeks coming up, there's a lot of stress. And so we talked last week about self-love. And so I'm going to go into a little bit more about that in the terms of like self-care and grounding to help us manage our stress so that we can be the best we can be to show up for everybody else. So that's kind of what I wanted to do, what they're sort of downloading for me, just to give some gentle reminders. And so what they've been kind of showing me is that with the stress, this is kind of what happens. We don't always spend the same amount of time like taking care of ourselves and doing those things in our normal routine, because we start losing time as we get busier and busier and start feeling a lot more obligations and things that we have to get done. So what that does, if we don't take the time to make sure we're getting enough rest, to make sure that we're eating healthy, to make sure that we're staying grounded, getting some physical activity, finding people to talk to, doing all of those things from mind, body, soul that are important for our self-care. what happens is we get kind of depleted. And then we also get into what I want to say is like a stress cycle of that fight, flight, freeze. So when we're under stress and we're not taking care of ourselves enough, then there's like too much of those stress hormones and cortisol running through the body. And they start to create a cycle that we have a hard time getting out of, excuse me. And I want to say hi to everybody who's coming on. I want you to know I'm acknowledging you and I see all of you. So thank you for being here today. So then we start to get in this cycle where it becomes difficult to sleep properly, difficult to eat properly, and we have also a hard time sort of controlling the mind. So normally some of our tools that we normally have available to us are harder to access because we're in that state where the nervous system is like all fired up on like a consistent basis. So when that happens, we're not able to be our best selves for ourselves or for each other. So we want to maintain good relationships, balance, and harmony throughout the holidays and beyond, of course. But that kind of starts with self to what can we do for us to make sure that we can be replenished for everybody else. That makes sense. Yeah, I see Chris acknowledging that the cycle can be horrible. It sure can be. I know. So, and then what happens is once we're under that stress, it starts to make like that pressure cooker. And again, with the energies, with the holidays, there is a lot of like, what I want to say is that constriction. And we're all kind of like waiting for the expansion to come again, too. And this is really natural part of our spiritual growth in our lives is we are like the kind of like that eternal heartbeat where it's like the squeeze and then the release and then the squeeze and then the release and then the squeeze. But we've been in kind of a long squeeze for a long time. And so we're all kind of like waiting for the release. Now that should happen energetically. However, we're going into the holidays and we're going to be indoors more, less physical activity, less healthy food. So those are things we just want to be really mindful of to make sure we're really taking that time for self-care because that's part of self-love, and with self-love makes healthier relationships with each other. So I hope that's all making sense to you all and gives you just like that little reminder to really take care of like mind, body, and spirit as well. So oh, they're reminding me too. What they're saying is what happens is when we get stressed out, we get triggered more easily. And then we start passing, if you know the game hot potato, you ever played that when you were a kid, we start passing out our stressors kind of like a hot potato. Oh, I don't want this. And we pass it. Oh, I don't want that. And then we pass it. So what they're saying is we need to try to get out of that cycle because we've already been kind of in it collectively for a while. And we need to try to get ourselves out of that cycle of the hot potato cycle and really like whatever we are going through or processing, whether it be from an external factor or something that's coming up within us, then we can learn to manage it better. So instead of passing it around like hot potato, what can we do instead? We can stop and we can't. Yeah, Isabel, she's stressed too. Yeah, sending you love, girlfriend. Sending you lots of love. So what we can do is give those moments healing, okay? And give those moments love and give those moments grace, okay? Really stop, take some time, take a little break if you need it. So I know sometimes for myself, people tell me, you need to take a break. You're working 7 days a week. You're working too hard. And then I don't listen. And then I get a little too stressed out. And then it's like, ooh, and I need to kind of take it back down a notch and take a day off. So, and I'm sure a lot of people in the spiritual community are like that as well. So just saying hi to everybody. I'm seeing all your beautiful names and faces. So thank you again. I love all you so much. And so then what we want to do, so we want to give ourselves, make sure we get all of that self-care. And then when we have our stressors come, try to use as many tools as we can to manage them. Okay. So use your meditations, go on a walk, burn off those stress hormones, send healing and love to whatever the situation is, give it to yourself, give it to the other parties. Even if you're stressed out maybe about something that's happening in the world, you can send love to that. You can send healing to that. Those are things you can do also. Couple of other tools, you can work with the violet flame, which is just kind of envisioning. It's just a tool envisioning the like purple light or purple energy coming into your space, into your auric field, and just setting the intention that would transmute anything that could be healed or could be change to a better, what you might call frequency, or a better experience for all of this. So giving that healing with a violet flame, it's a beautiful tool, just kind of like visualization, and it gives you something you can do so you don't feel so like out of control. And so that's a lot of times what we do feel like when we're stressed. We feel like we're out of control. I don't know what to do. I don't know. That's a little tool for you that you can use, is the violet flame. But remember, the power is in you, so we're just kind of using that as a tool. Okay, so you can imagine it just kind of like filling up the room from top to bottom. You could put a little column of it in the corner, so if you're going to say a holiday get together, and then maybe there's some challenging personalities that you're a little bit concerned with what to do with that, you can just kind of just envision a little, column of the violet flame over in the corner, and anything, that's kind of negative, or that might be triggering, or that might not be the best behavior. Perhaps somebody's, drank a little too much or something like that, or they're in a bad mood, or they're stressed out. Just set the intention. It's all going to kind of go over there into that column. So just like a little tool for you. And then what you can also do too, with your relationships as well, is just to give things like healing for yourself. Is they've been showing me, and I've been doing some research of things that we can also do, is that we also have things that are within us that we're all working on. Hey, me, and we're all on a self-growth journey. And Krish is saying we feel so dissociated from life. Yeah, I get that. And that's very common when we get a little bit dark night of the soul, which is really, there's been a lot of that too. So thank you for reminding me. I wanted to talk about that too. So hopefully I can keep connecting my ideas here. So let me get to that in just a minute, Krish, with you too, because I really appreciate that you brought that up, because you reminded me that I wanted to talk about that. So what we can do is also with our own healing process is use that violet flame, or use our heart healing. So just kind of envisioning, a space of unconditional love. You can envision the Christ consciousness. You can envision just, a beautiful room of pink, whatever it is, whichever, what I want to say is a spiritual guide that might be connected with you, because there's so many beautiful ones to choose from out there that you can choose. And you can ask them to lovingly, with gratitude and with respect, like return things that have been passed down. So we can do those ancestral line healings. So anything that's been passed down from, say, one relative to the next, that wasn't for that person to receive. So someone passed down their grief, someone passed down their fears, someone passed down their angers, those kinds of things to somebody else within the family. You ask for that just to be returned, and not in a negative manner or in a forceful manner, just with love and gratitude. And as it's returned, it's healed. It's healed by the hands of the Great Spirit. It's healed by the light. It's healed with unconditional love and compassion and the utmost amount of grace. So that's one beautiful tool that you can use. And then you can also do that even within your own relationships too, is that you can also call back your own things that you may have passed on to somebody else. Call that back for yourself, but with healing, so that so everything is becoming sort of back to its sort of rightful owner in a way that can be healed with the utmost grace and love. So that's something that you can do if you're wanting some little tools and things that you can work with too. Now, going back to these, we're going into the darker months, into the sort of the shadow season, where we're doing a lot of reflecting, a lot of integrating too. And that can bring in what we call that kind of spiritual darkness, or that dark night of the soul. And that's when people are needing a lot more time to go through their internal process, if that makes sense. So they go through their internal process, but that can bring up a lot of grief, loneliness, fears, all kinds of emotions that most of us would rather not experience. But when you're in that, there's really, there's not a whole lot you can do with it except to surrender to the process and really maintain really good self-care. And hopefully you have somebody in your life that you can like be connected to, that will kind of help you through that process, kind of be your hand held in the dark, that can help you through that if you need somebody like to talk to. Therapy is always wonderful too, because it gives you somebody to talk to. There's so many different modalities out there that you can choose from that work for you. But make sure to maintain that mind, body, spirit. So taking care of your physiology, taking care of your environment, taking care of your mind and your spirit. We have to make sure we try to do all of that too. And so, again, what I wanted to say is as we get back into the darker months and these darker periods that we go through, we're really like integrating and revisiting and almost like having little mini life reviews is when that happens, there's a lot more like negativity that's coming into your awareness. So a lot of people, when they're in that dark night, they say, "Yeah, 5 years is a long time." Do you know Mother Teresa? She was in it for 57 years. There's a book about it too. It's crazy. But she did all of her service by day, and then she really struggled in her private time. It was really, really hard. So God bless her. We love you. So, anyways, like I was saying, there's a big increase in negative thinking and feelings of confusion and disconnection when people have that too. So, what's the important thing to do is to remind yourself that you're not your thoughts. Thoughts travel in your awareness, they are not you. Even our feelings and emotions, they're all experiences that we have. They're vital to this human life that we're experiencing, but they're not you. They're not like the core essence of you or even your personality, if that makes sense. So these things will travel in your awareness, and to try really hard not to believe them, but just to leave them there. So we don't fight them, we don't resist them, we don't banish them away or anything like that because it just won't work. It creates more resistance to the process. What we really need to do is just accept that they're there, surrender to the process, make sure we have all of our tools in place, put little sticky notes on the wall if you need to, just to remind yourself that this is what's happening, so you're not getting all caught up in the illusions, because it's very much kind of an illusional process, but it's a necessary one because many people on the spiritual path go through that because it's part of their kind of their initiation, so to speak. If you were in the shamanism world, they would use it that way in that kind of term, or part of your spiritual development, your transformational experience, because that's what develops that deep empathy and connection with humanity, much more than you probably would have had before if everything was always roses all the time, So it was always just like, like shiny, happy people all the time. You would never be able to develop that deep sense of empathy and compassion. So, and I know it's not easy. It's not something I would want to go through, but pretty much most of us know what that's like. It's not that easy a process to go through, but it will show you how strong you are. And you always come back into the light, and the light is actually what you are. So you're coming back into your truth, which is that light at the end of the tunnel is actually you. Oh, thank you, 53 Bonnie. Yeah, it's really difficult because when you're in these transformation and awakening process, you kind of go through the veil. There's a space where the higher self is, and the higher self knows the process. It knows how everything is working and how everything is connected. And then there is the personality. That's us. I call it like the bottom of the coin and the top of the coin. And that in between place is the veil. And so through our spiritual development and growth and our journey, we kind of go in and out of that veil, like, a little bit higher, a little bit lower. But when you're knee deep in an illusion, you're getting really like thrust back into your like kind of 3D reality. And at the same time, there's probably a lot going on in your psychic mental reality too. So that's a lot to kind of maintain. But it's good that we talk about this, because then oh, okay, what I'm going through is normal. What I'm going through is not just me. I'm not going crazy, right? But definitely make sure that you have all of your self-care factors in place that will help you get through that through a much more fluid process than it could be if we weren't doing those things. So making sure you're healthy, your physical body is healthy, making sure you have resources for your mental and emotional health, and then do all of your beautiful things for your spirit, like your meditations, your crystals, all of those beautiful tools that you have available. And it may sound like a lot, like, how am I going to do all of that? But we need to. We really just need to. And then that's where we also have our friends, our partnerships that will help us through that too. So make sure you have a good, a system in place around you of people that you can talk to, that can kind of be there to hold your hand too. So those things are just absolutely so vital and so helpful. So I hope that this is helpful, but this will be really instrumental in just keeping that balance and harmony in our living relationships as we move into these winter months and it gets darker and we're more indoors. And if we're not kind of doing those healthy things that we're used to, we get more grouchy, we get more cranky, we start getting, a little bit um, spouting off here and there and not always being our best selves. And then again, there's the hot potato. So what they're asking us to do is Spirit is saying, let's just call back the game of hot potato. let's let's smooth things out a little bit, come back to center, come back to self. And that's going to be so instrumental and vital for keeping your harmonious relationships. So are we good, Spirit? We're good? Okay. We did it. So thank you all for listening and holding space for me and for each other as we are um, coming here together. And I'm seeing all your beautiful names and all your beautiful little messages. So thanks so much for being here too. So, okay. So how about we get to some messages? Does that sound good for everybody? Now, what you can do is just leave me something in the comment. If you have a particular question or situation that you would like, a little assistance with from Spirit, I can see what they might have to say to share and how I'm feeling it psychically and mediumistically for you. We can work in that way too. I've also got my cards here. So, and I can just see also who I'm drawn to. So just kind of let me know where you are. And Richard's just putting everybody in for me so I can see who's here. Okay. Let's go to Pauline. Okay. Yeah, let's go to Pauline. Yeah. How are you doing today, Pauline? So just check in with me, and if you could please just kind of validate with me along in the messages while we're going, that would be really helpful. You're from Flint, North Wales. Well, hello. Very nice to be with you. So it's nighttime over there. So you're probably all cozy on your sofa with your nice fuzzy blanket. That's pretty beautiful. So let's see how you are doing. So fine, thank you. Okay, good. I'm glad. That's really good to hear. Okay. Now, they're giving me this image of you just kind of, like I said, being in your cozy blanket and having, a little glass of wine or something else non-alcoholic, whatever that is, just to kind of like they're showing me you kind of in that space of like rest and relaxation. So if you're not doing that already for yourself, they are saying like kind of giving you that permission to do that. But I am feeling what I want to say is there's a lot of beautiful, just kind of like a golden light, golden energy around you. And it's very kind of like sparkly. So it's really, really pretty. Pauline, do you understand a father figure in spirit? Because I've got someone coming in like paternal for you, but I'm not sure if this is dad or grandfather or father figure for you too. But I get the image of, I'm pulling a card for you as well. I get the image of hot chocolate. There you go. Oh, beautiful. That's perfect on a chilly night. I get the image of a boat and it's almost like we've like built this boat or we've done some construction on this boat, which is really quite interesting that I'm being shown. So if this isn't literal for you, then okay, yes, you do have father figure. Okay, there we go. Thank you, Pauline. And so let me know if this boat is making sense, because if it's not literal, then it's going to be symbolic for you too. But it's almost like we're like building the boat. It kind of reminds me of Noah's Ark of all things. God bless him. That's too funny. But so there's something with this boat and like, but it's very wooden, that how I'm seeing it. So I'm curious of why Spirit is showing this to me for you. And I'm also getting the image of like the outdoors and the trees, and kind of like a wintry kind of atmosphere too, where it's kind of like the sky is more white, not so blue, but it's really, really pretty. It's very, very serene. So let me know if this is making sense. And if it's not, just take that to be symbolic. Okay, dad. Okay, so we do have that right. We have dad here for you. Okay, your son's your son's on a lifeboat. Okay, so you do understand the boat. Okay, so we're going to give Dad a high five for showing that to me for you. So thank you, Pauline, for validating that to you. Now I'm going to ask him to come a little bit closer to, your dad's interesting. He shows me a lot of aspects of his kind of like personality and his self. And he's also showing me some kind of health stuff that goes on with him too. So, and he's talking kind of very quickly to me, or he's actually showing me things really quickly. So I know your dad to be a really funny guy. I know him to be kind of reserved at times, but then if he's really immersed or interested in something that you guys are talking about, then he can really start free flowing with this conversation too. He gives me images of like doing puzzles, like memories of doing puzzles with you too. And he's very happy to be here. I see him wearing his reading glasses right now. I was very happy to be connected with you. He wants to give you a bouquet of flowers as a symbol of his love. Health wise, what he's showing me, your dad, is I get a lot of kind of like inflammation in the abdominal area. So where I feel a little bit kind of like a little bit nauseous in my tummy area. So I know like, and I feel almost if I like want to fall asleep. So if I'm medicated or I'm having a health situation that makes me feel like I need to fall asleep or I need to go take a nap or I'm like kind of about to pass out. So always walking, you're always walking with your dog. Oh, outdoors in the nature. Okay, perfect. He was very funny, always walking the dog. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. So do you understand this health condition with dad? I'm not sure if this was a cancer or an illness, but I know that I'm very drawn to my tummy area. That doesn't feel good. It's like there's inflammation in the stomach area. And then when he draws me to kind of the head space, I just feel kind of like almost sleepy, like I need to, like I'm either medicated or like I just need to go take a nap. So there's something that was going on with him prior to passing that was contributing to his health issues. You found him in his bed, but he'd already passed. Okay, I'm so sorry that you had to find him like that. That's why I say there's no like perfect way to pass away because we think that passing in our sleep is a very peaceful way to go, but somebody always have to find them. So I'm so sorry that that happened, and God bless you and God bless him, Pauline too. And if you do you mind me asking if you did have these issues prior to his passing, if you would recognize them at all too. And I won't spend too much time with that too, but I do also know, Pauline, that your dad, he did like to enjoy life, so he didn't mind indulging himself in the pleasures of life sometimes because he seemed to have a knowing within his spirit that like to make the most of life. So I really like this about him. So he's got like so many like fun aspects of him, like this enjoyment of life. But then he could do very traditional dad things as well. So it's like I kind of love how like dynamic and multifaceted your dad is. So he's really, really, really wonderful man. So I'm so happy that I get to connect with him for you today too. He is also showing me a cake right now. So there would be an important birthday or celebration right around now that he wants to acknowledge and validate as well. So he's giving honor to that as well. And he comes in. So he's also showing me a little bit of shortness of breath. So I know that would have been an issue too with him health wise prior to his passing as well. He shows me the shortness of breath. And again, it's like my eyes get real fluttery. So I know he's really having some kind of like a little bit of neurological issues. And again, this inflammation in the abdominals. Okay. So the heart attack would contribute to the shortness of breath and that feeling like he's going to pass out. Okay. Thank you for validating. Usually like I know heart attack, but he didn't show it to me that way. He showed it to me in all of these other aspects. Okay. They said he loved life. He sure did. And that's what I really enjoy about him, that he just, it's like, he took care of himself, but then he could indulge once in a while. If you know what that means, he could indulge once in a while because it's kind of like you only live once. So that's kind of how your dad was. So he understood that we had to have that healthy balance. So it's really cool that he came in here today because that's what we were talking about before. We were talking about maintaining that harmony and that balance. He thought he was a doughboy. I don't know what a doughboy is. I'm sorry. Maybe you can tell me. Oh, okay. Okay, Richard's telling me in the background. Okay, I've learned something new today. Okay, so Richard shared that with me. Okay, okay, that's so cool. I'm so happy. See, I learned something new today. That's really cool, Pauline. So your dad's going to hang out here as we pull a card with you too. So this is interesting because the card that I just came upon is called Ancestors. And I'm just going to just take a moment to read what it says on the bottom. And it says historical connections and purposes. And I'm going to try to hold it back. That's so interesting that this came in, and it's got like the little family line. So he was in pain and he was sad because we weren't there for his passing. I'm really so sorry. So yes, I'd love to address that with you and talk to him about that for you as well, so we can give some healing to that. But this is the card that Dad helped me pick for you. So again, you're talking about family wasn't able to make it there for when he was passing, and that was very difficult. But look here, we're talking about family, we're talking about the family line, and it all goes into the spirit world here too. So what he's showing me too, is he's giving me chills with this too, is he comes in so much love, and he would love to give healing to that sadness, that, you know, that grief of not being able to be there when this happened. But know that he was in the hands of God, he was in the hands of the angels and his other loved ones, and he lets you know that everything's okay. I just hear him just saying everything's okay. He comes in with these gentle hands, like right above your shoulders, and he just says, everything's okay. Everything's okay, darling. And I'm also, what I'd say is, I'm hearing he's letting me know that grandmother's here as well. You do have other loved ones, but he's specifically pointing out grandmother is here too, and she's coming in kind of just with a big smile and just kind of giving you a little wink and a little prayer to let you know that she's here. But this is like Dad's shining moment for you, my darling, too. But I do feel, as I want to say, is your maternal loved ones, they want to just kind of like smooth your hair and kind of brush your hair for you too, just in that that little gift of gentleness and tenderness and love to let you know that they're there. So they're kind of like honoring your spirit, honoring the young Pauline that always lives within inside you. And it's just really, really quite beautiful. Now, again, your dad was handing you the flowers, letting you know that everything's okay, honoring the family connection as well. So it's really quite beautiful. So I wouldn't be surprised if you've got some, you know, information on your family line, because of how that card showed up and sort of the impressions he's giving me, that there's a lot of beautiful history of your family. And this is something that's very rich. And this is something you were happy with what you did, of course, yes. And your family history is very rich and vital. And so keeping that as part of your connection, that's good for your soul journey, your spiritual growth. And it keeps the story alive, the legacy of our loved ones. And that's such an important and beautiful thing, to keep their memory alive, to keep their legacy alive. I get choked up as I say that, because as a medium, I know how important that is, that we just do those little things to honor them. And of course, he's come to honor you. And I know he would say thank you for what you did for him as well. I do feel like you honored his spirit, his soul, his life, in a very respectful and beautiful way. He shows me birds flying across the sky. So I know when you see the birds, that's him. He's there with you. Let me ask too, because I know we saw grandmother coming in. Okay. Now, do you understand with mom, darling, a little connection with a necklace? Because that's what I'm being drawn to. And I, again, am being drawn to the tummy area too. So do you understand with mom, the tummy area? He is showing me, he's bringing me to wedding ring now. Let me just know if this is connects for you too. So the tummy area with mom and a necklace, that would be an important piece that's connected with her as well. I also want to go to lilies, flowers, yellow lilies specifically, like this yellow color. Yellow is important. So let me know if this is resonating, Pauline, for you too. And again, I'm seeing that cake. So again, that celebration I'm being brought to is important too. So this does feel like mom for you, but I just want to just double check and validate, just to make sure as a medium, I'm on the right track for you too. I also want to say with mom, I want to sing Starlight, Star Bright for Star I See Tonight for you too. So your mom would have done those like little nursery rhymes and lullabies for you too when you were a little girl too. She shows me you all in your like pretty little white dress, very cute, very sweet, and tucking you in at night on a cold night too. She shows me images of fireplace that would be in the home too, that would help keep the home warm. And I know this is very important memory that she brings in, but she comes in with a lot of beautiful, graceful softness, very much like an angel. So I know with mom, there's angel connection there too for you too. So know when you see the angels, know when you see the angel numbers, I get very I get very connected with her on this one, that this is very important that you know the angel is mom too, okay? That you know that that's her with you and she holds you. She holds you like real snug in that blanket that we talked about in the very beginning. She went with her wedding ring. Okay, so they were showing me the wedding ring for her too. Thank you, Pauline. Um, Very beautiful family that you have. You're really, really blessed. And I know you have photographs of your family as well, so you make sure to honor them and remember them. And that way they show me you've got the photographs. You make sure to look at them. You make sure to keep them dusted and nice. And they're just saying thank you. So I'm going to leave you with her. She was always at bingo. God bless her. I'm glad that she had a good time with that too. So, Pauline, I'm going to leave you with their love and your beautiful card. I hope that was helpful for you. And God bless you through the holidays as well. So thanks for coming here today. And I'm going to go ahead and move on so we can give another guest a message here today. So thank you so much. Okay, all right, let's see who's here. We're going to get the comments rolling here again and see what we're going to go to next. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, so Richard is asking me to let our Facebook viewers know that some of you are repeating comments over and over and over again, and this could get Facebook to block them or stop them. So if you could just keep putting your comments in just more sparingly, because it actually is going to do more harm than good to keep repeating the same comment over and over and over again. So thanks, Richard, for letting me know that. So hopefully that's helpful for you, because we don't want you to not be able to have access to the show and everything. So thanks for that too. Okay, so let's see what we're going to go next. Krish, can I come to you? I'm very drawn to you, sweetie. And I'm going to pull some different cards for you too as well. Krish, do you understand? I'm being drawn to what I want to say is like horoscopes and astrology too. So, do you understand your connection with astrology, or that you've been really like looking into your own astrological signatures and forecasts recently? Because that's what they're being drawn to. I feel like I want to bring, yes, you have. Okay. Thank you, sweetheart. And I feel like I want to be drawn to the God. You have this like connection with all of the planets because they're like Pluto, Saturn, Mars, Jupiter, Neptune, like they're naming all of the planets. So you seem to be very connected in that way. And they're showing me all of the constellations. Um, so really big connection with you there. It's like you're so in touch with the cosmos and with the universe. And what I want to say is like the creative source energy as it comes down. And they give me almost this kind of like wizardy Merlin-y kind of vibe for you too. So I know that you are very in touch with what I want to say is the beautiful wonder and magic of connecting with spirit, because there's so many beautiful ways that we can do that too. And I feel like you're just so connected, like you just kind of love all of it. Like this is beautiful and this is beautiful and this is beautiful. So you're not so much of a one modality or one person who likes to just focus and immerse yourself in one aspect of spirituality or one kind of tool or one kind of study. You like to kind of like check it all out and like see how it all goes. And I also know that you'd be very well read and that you've taken in a lot of resources and information. But they also just validate, as you already know this, you're a really beautiful channel for spirit on your own too. So you've definitely come to the place where you're still honoring and acknowledging what others, you do study horoscope and astrology. Perfect. Thank you. So you're still like, listening and acknowledging to what other people are providing and putting out there, but you're also providing your own out there too. Like you're giving your own help, you're giving your own wisdom, you're giving your own knowledge that you're sharing, some of it from what you've learned, but some of it from what you're actually channeling from spirit too. Yes, there we go. So you've been through, all that transformation energy, you've got in touch with the fire girl. So good for you too. I want to bring you to, this is a cool card for you too, sweetheart. You've got a lot of beautiful pink around you too. So I know that you're a very loving, sensitive person. I know that you're highly empathic. You've got a lot of white around you too. So I know that you're a healer by nature. You always have been ever since you were little. You could put your hands on animals and they would calm down and they would feel so much more peaceful and rested too. You could also help to calm down family members, other children, things like that. You just had a natural way of doing that too. So I want to give you that validation as I get through that validation for you of honoring like who you are and how you've always been ever since you were little. It's beautiful, beautiful, bright light. very much of a healer in the family. You're one of those bright lights that helps to heal the family. Not an easy job to do, but that is part of your soul mission, your soul destiny that you've always had for yourself too. So, but you've done it quite well, quite magically, quite perfectly. So I want to give you that validation. I want to give you that recognition too. Yes, definitely very empathetic. You feel everything. I know you're just like me. I'm that way too. Okay, so your card is called We Are Nature, and it says becoming grounded, embodiment, and living in connection. Well, that's quite perfect, isn't that? Yes. Oh, you heard animals. Oh my gosh. There you go. So this is your little card, sweetheart, about connecting with nature. So that's really perfect for you two of everything that we were talking about, of your embodiment, you're grounded, you're living in connection. And so, and again, I want to give you this one too, which is the it's called Sophia, Divine Plan, Wisdom, Intelligence Within Destiny. And here we go. This is what this looks like. I'm holding that back so you can see it. I know these cards are a little shiny, so they're a little hard to see, but I'm holding that back so you at least can see it that way too. And so what these tells me is they're just further validation of your beautiful connection, because what you've done is you've taken in all that you've had to take in, and you've integrated it and grounded it into yourself and become this just beautiful you, right? This beautiful, beautiful you. And you have all of this loveliness to share with the world. So thank you for doing that. I have to give you that too. I understand about the emotional sensitivity. And with that, what I want to say is, and I feel like you already know this, Krish, is that with that sensitivity, we learn to mature it over time, but it doesn't like go away. So it's kind of like a two-edged sword. As we learn to mature that sensitivity in a way that we know how to use it, we know how to manage it, we know how to ground it, and we know how to keep our boundaries and hold our space. But at the same time, the sensitivity actually gets more intensified. So as I've gone through my own journey, my sensitivity is actually like increasing. And so I have to keep adapting to that, if that makes sense, because it's like I can feel the whole world sometimes when I'm really wide open. And I don't mind that, because um, it's okay for me, because I understand it, and I allow it to kind of flow through and transmute as it goes. But you do have to keep adapting to it. So I feel like you understand that, and you're kind of on that same path as me. So I'm glad you enjoy the cards too. Do you understand a little kitty in spirit that's connecting with you too? So if it's not an actual cat that's passed away, it's going to be a spirit animal for you, but it feels more like a yes, we need to mention we absolutely do. And but let me know if you understand the kitty for you in spirit. She's really, really cute, but she's showing it very kitten-like. She's showing it very young, as if she's like 3, 4, or 5 years old versus an older cat. So if so that means she either passed young, or she's trying to show herself in that more playful way for you too. But she's super, super cute and kind of like dainty. So this is a female for you too. So let me know if that makes sense too. And so yeah, with that sensitivity, it helps to really do all of that self-love work that we were talking about earlier and last week, is to keep working with that too, so that you can help to keep yourself grounded and keep your it's Leo. Okay, Sue. So I'm sorry, I thought she felt very female, but sometimes animals show up that way too. So I'm sorry that Leo passed, but he's there with you, darling. And but very, very cute, very, very sweet, very, very playful, and just literally wants to plop right into your lap right there, and just kind of plop and like leave this little indentation of where he was too. So he was young when he passed. Okay, thank you for validating that, Chris, too. And again, just that sweet, playful, oh God, so sweet, so playful energy too. And you two have this most beautiful heart connection. I have to say, it was like you could just look into those little eyes. Okay, you had a lot of kitties. Okay, thank you, Chris. You could look into those little eyes, and it's like, I see you, I know you. And so it's really cool too. Okay, thank you too. So yes, we did feel the female, so I might have gotten a little bit of them kind of like blended together, and that's all right too. So you know that all your babies are there in spirit coming in for you too as well. Show me a big red heart for you too. But again, what I say is your connection with the animals, and I get a lot of like tinglies around here for you too, is that your connection with the animals, you can look in those little eyes and say, I see you, I know you, I got this. So there's that beautiful connection. And I just really love this about you. It's a really graceful gift that you have from spirit for you too. And I know that you can just place your hands, and they will feel healed, and they will feel calm, and they will just fall asleep with you too. So it's really quite beautiful. So I just want to honor that connection that you have for yourself too. I also want to go to the month of like March, April. So do you understand like Pisces, Aries for you too? When I go to March, April, kind of moving over astrologically, if you or someone significant in your life connects with that time period too, either that or there's going to be like a little shift for you too when we go into that like springtime shift there too over in March, April. Okay, you rescue animals and rehome them. Okay, so that explains why I was feeling that strong connection with them too. So God bless you for doing that. That's a lot of work. Wow. So God bless you. So let me know if this like March, April connection means anything to you. I do feel like it's connected with somebody that's close to you, though. That's what it feels more like for me. It's connected with somebody who's close to you, just a significant person that in your life that's just being validated from spirit. I also just real quick as I move until I move on to our next guest, sweetie, is you've got a beautiful female god. She's guide. I want to say God because she feels very goddess like as she's showing herself. So she comes in kind of like sort of like crowned and veiled and beautiful shades of rose and pink for you too. This guide as she's coming in for you too. Very feminine in nature, but very strong, grounded, and has this beautiful strength of presence here for you too. And she's there just kind of like she's just there as your like support system by your side because you so got this right now. And so it's like her work is minimal for you now other than to keep supporting you. And if you get a little tired, she can give you a little bit of a boost, but for the most part she's there like as support system for you and just really honoring and validating like what a great job you've done all the way up until now. And she says, I know it hasn't been easy. I know we've tested you. I know we have challenged you and we have put mountains in your path and little challenges and little tests in your path that you had to go through. And she says, but you did it. And she's like, well done. So okay, I'm glad that you know who this gal is. She's lovely. She's lovely. So and I feel like she's there for your lifetime too. And she just kind of like very, in a very confident way, just throws a little glitter, a little sparkle, a little magic over there for you. And then you just kind of like, ooh, what was that? That was her. And she's just like, oh, I'm here. And so the tinglies here are really important too. So I know that she would use that. She would use her energetic signature for you too to let you know that she's here. And that's why she's just got a little glitter, a little sparkle that she's throwing away. Oh, I love her. Okay. She makes me feel very girly. So I'm going to leave you with that, Krish. So thank you for letting me work with you here today. I really appreciate it. And thank you for being here today with your lovely heart and soul. So, okay. All right, Richard, who else do we have? Oh, okay. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back for some more messages. So we'll see you in just a minute.
My Spirit Life is a free online interactive magazine for those who have an interest in improving their spiritual lives. Authors can upload images, videos, and audio clips to their own articles. The public can place comments, rate the article, and follow the author. All articles are vetted before being published. For more information and to place your own article, please visit myspiritlife.co.uk. Our midweek mediumship readings start from 6 p.m. tomorrow with David Hale. Tomorrow night from 8 p.m., our popular show, Live with Spirit, offers the opportunity for different readers each week to demonstrate their psychic and mediumship abilities.
Okay, everybody, we're back. Thanks for holding space for me and for SBTV and for each other. And please give Richard a shout out because he does all of this for free for all of us so that we can keep learning and growing in the spiritual community and coming together in this beautiful and loving way. So I want to get to some more messages and I'm going to try to do them a little bit quick so I can try to get a few more people in here before it's time to go. So Marianne, for you, darling, as I'm coming into your space, if you don't mind if I give you a little quick message for you too. I feel like I want to, oh, there you do. You do want a message. Perfect. So I'm going to pull a card for you really quick. And so let me just see what they've got. Is this the one? Yeah, that's the one. You've got a lot of beautiful lavender, violet color around you too. So I know you have just really a lovely spiritual connection. I know that the last 10 years have been really significant for you in your spiritual expansion and growth. So I definitely want to give you this too. I've got the Goddess of Dreams coming in for you, number 25, Vision, intuition and receptivity. So isn't that quite beautiful? So they are acknowledging, just like Krish, they are acknowledging the goddess within you and your own intuitive spirit and nature. So that is really, really perfect for you. They've shown me that you've had this kind of like windy path, and on your path, there has been some spots that have been what I want to say is kind of foggy, and you've had to kind of like find your own little light source to kind of make it through that. But that was happening on purpose for you so that you could remember that you are spirit. You could remember that that light source is within you, that you didn't need to look for light posts out there, or you didn't need to look for a lighthouse out there on the water. You are your own light too. So you realized through this process that you could light your way through the foggy and through the little curves on that little road as they're showing it to me too. So I just want to give you that validation and that credit because you've done really a phenomenal job with that too. I do feel spirit just putting a little crown on your head too and acknowledging, like I say, the goddess within you, your own regal nature. You hold yourself very, very beautifully. I know that you are very giving and loving to everybody around you. So God bless you for that too. They're bringing a lot of that beautiful green healing emerald energy for you too. So I want to make sure I give that to you. And it really, that is like a gift for you. It's part of who you are, but it's also a gift from spirit that I need to give you too. And I also want to bring in, interesting too, I want to bring in a little bit of dragon energy for you too. Some people get a little bit weirded out, but dragon is like that strength. It's that strength. So that when that comes in, that's what it means for me. And it's about your strength of like finding your truth, of being able to speak your truth. And when you're having like a challenging situation or a challenging interaction with somebody too, you kind of find your dragon so that you're able to kind of just be assertive and grounded. Does that make sense? So they're bringing a little bit of that in for you too, just to acknowledge that that's part of you. So I want to give you that as well too. And you've done really just a beautiful job. And again, I know this 10 years has been really, really significant for you. But it keeps getting better. It just keeps getting better. Beautiful golden light they're showing, like the golden light is right there and you're just kind of like walking into it. So it's really, really gorgeous for you. I know that they're showing me a little bit of times where you need to just kind of like settle down and be in the quiet for a little bit, just to kind of process your emotions because you're also quite sensitive. So when you're kind of feeling things that are coming around you and you're feeling the world and things that are going on just for your own self and for others that you're kind of in touch with, you need to just take a few moments just to kind of, what I want to say is kind of just like integrate, process, and transmute and transform all of that. You're doing a great job with that. So everything you're doing is right. They're just like boom, boom, boom. Yep, you got this, you got this, you got this. So I'm going to leave you with that, Marianne. So I hope that was helpful, and you're very welcome too. So we're going to go ahead. Perfect. Okay, I'm glad that all makes sense to you. Thank you, Marianne. So let's see who else we're going to go to. Sorry, we're just getting the comments rolling again here too, because I was working with Marianne too. So, okay. All right, Donnie, how are you doing, love? Okay, let me work with you. And thank you for being here too, and thank you for asking too. And it's interesting too, because would you understand, Donnie, that your, what I want to say is vision of love, your understanding of love, and what you think you needed and wanted before out of love within all the different kinds of relationships has very much changed over time from where you were to where you are now. There's been this just beautiful shift for you because what you thought love was and what you thought you wanted before and what you thought it meant to you has incrementally changed over time as you've gone up this little step ladder of spirit in your own personal growth. And what they're showing me, your helpers, what they're showing me there for you, high love, what they're showing me for you is that it's going to keep evolving for you too. So you keep you have a lot of experiences that come your way. So love is part of your journey. Self-love is part of your journey. Learning to understand love is part of your journey. A lot of silver coming in there for you too. So you have a lot of this beautiful silver light and silver energy coming in too. Beautiful connections with the angels, Donnie, I have to say too. So let me know if this is making sense, because it's like who you were before and how you viewed yourself in the world in relationship to love, and the people that you love and the people that love you has changed so much. But it's evolved in this very beautiful way, because they show me like this beautiful flower opening like this. And they're saying, how beautiful is that? So you learn to love being on your own. Okay, perfectly. So what that means is that you've come into that self-confidence. You've come into that self-love of knowing like, even though we love having connections with other people, we don't need them for our own like existence and well-being. Like we can be good within ourselves too, and then everything else is like the icing on the cake. So God bless you, you're doing such a great job with that too. But that's what they are wanting to show me for you too. And I want to say is also with you too, there's a lovely grandmother and grandfather coming in together as a pair for you too. So if you just give me a validation, you've got grandmother and grandfather coming in together for you too. They're coming in to just kind of blow some kisses too, but I know that they've been passed for a long time. These aren't recent passings for them too, but they come in as a beautiful couple. You would have a picture of them together. That would be quite lovely to look at and watch too. They give me the image of piano, so there is either a musician in the family playing the piano or a love of music. But there's very like a lovely little romance connection between the two of them. And they had what I want to say is very long, more traditional sweetheart marriage too. And they managed to stick by each other through and through and through. And what they're showing me too is that as your vision of love has evolved spiritually through the time that we're in now, which is a more modern time than your grandparents were in, you still kept those traditional values. You still kept that kind of sweetheart love within you. So that beautiful, all those pink hearts that you were putting on earlier make perfect sense because you've got that. You got that like sweetheart love within you. And it's just so beautiful. And they just smile. They just smile. They just smile. They just smile. And at the same time, because we are in these more modern times and we keep progressing spiritually as a collective, like your beautiful soul just sees so many different beautiful aspects that you've learned to integrate and take into. And they just say, what just a beautiful person you are in all aspects of your relationship. Your dad used to play piano. Okay, thank you, Johnny. I really appreciate that. And I want to give you, interesting, I want to give you white calla lilies as a gift from spirit, from your grandparents. And I want to give you a beautiful little butterfly necklace too as a gift too. Really beautiful for you. And what your helpers are telling me as well as they're coming in for you too, they put this beautiful what I want to say is like circle of it's like yellow and orange mixed together. So it's really like that personal power that you have. They put this like circle of this like yellow and orange, beautiful colors around you, circle of power. And you're kind of like Wonder Woman, like doing that little spin, and you've like really just found yourself. And they're saying, "Look at you, well done, you've got this." So, Donnie, I'm going to leave you with their love. I hope that was helpful for you, darling. And I hope you have a beautiful week. And thank you for being here. Okay, you love the white lilies and butterflies. Yay! I'm so happy. Okay, you're so lovely, beautiful energy you have too. You're very soft, you're very warm, and you're very strong. So thank you so much for being here today and letting me work with you. Okay, let's see. Okay, everybody. Okay, I'm just waiting to see where I'm going to be drawn to next. And Lee, let's go to you, Lee. How are you doing? Now, immediately as I saw your name here, I saw there's a lot of beautiful blue around you too. So you've got a lovely things going with this blue because I know you have a really beautiful connection to spirit as they're showing me this for you with the blue. Um, but I know that as they're showing me the blue, there's a couple of other things that are going on with that too. You've been really working on your interpersonal communication. This is something that's really important to you. And I'm feeling like you have been honing this over time is what they're showing me. So as far as your relationships goes, you've really been working on learning to like speak more, speak your truth more too. And what they're showing me that for you, part of this lesson, part of this journey for you is what I want to say is the balance and the groundedness of that communication. So in other words, a lot of us in the spiritual community are real sensitive. We're learning how to speak our truth because we may have not been taught that or allowed to do that from when we were little. And then we need to learn how to speak our truth, but in harmony with like what I want to say is the rest of the energy centers in our body too. So in a grounded way, in a heartfelt way. and in a way that honors everybody else's truth too. And they said, you've done a really good job at building that self awareness of being able to communicate in that way. So you just have a lovely gift there. But this has been part of your journey is communication for you too. So really, really happy about this for you too. They're showing me you doing a lot of reading, or you have been doing a lot of reading, but I know this is for you because they show me the books for you too. So let me know if this is making sense, Lee, too. I'm also going to pull a card for you also as we get into that too. And now, Lee, just give me a little quick yes and let me know if this is making sense. They're also showing me some purple and violet energy as well. Okay, so if you could just give me a little yes, let me know that you're here, Lee. And then I'm just going to finish up with a card for you too, because I just want to make sure. Okay, and beautiful. You've got number 3, sensitivity and strength, tapping the forces within. So that's a really beautiful card for you too. So also honoring that, again, that's the balance, the sensitivity and the strength, how you've learned to manage your communication techniques in that balanced way so that you can be really kind and you can be really respectful, but then you can also get your message across too so that you can be heard. So well done with that. I want to give you that too. And then they're also bringing in the red for you too. So they're showing me that groundedness and that passion for life that's really been ignited within you. So I feel really excited about that for you too as we move forward into your personal journey of growth and expansion for you. I feel really excited. I also feel like you do have some questions and you're wondering and kind of worrying about a few different things that you've got going on. So I do feel them saying everything will kind of work out in alignment. Everything is going to be okay. And to just keep working with that groundedness, keep following your guidance, because you do have a beautiful intuition. Just keep following your guidance. They're helping you to know what to do. But when you don't know what to do, that usually means wait a little bit until you do know what to do. And they're going to like give you that little, we're going this way. Your own higher self is on that journey with you. So your own higher self is holding your hands. And so they do show me things working out all right for you. Okay. So just not to worry about those things. Okay. And then just keep trusting in yourself and keep trusting in spirit. That faith and that hope will take you so far. They're showing me the faith and that hope. And that's kind of like what you're honing in. It's like you're holding it like a beautiful little energy ball of faith and hope. So hold on to that because that is your beautiful sensitivity and strength. So I'm going to leave that with you, Lee. I hope that was helpful. And thank you for being here today. And okay, Richard, let's go ahead and move on. And we'll see who's next. Okay. All right. So we haven't heard from Lee, but hopefully you'll get that for you. And Julie, let's go ahead for you, sweetie. How are you doing, Julie? How are you? Just let me know that you're here. I'm sorry, Richard. Okay, perfect. Okay, so Julie is here for sure. Okay, beautiful, Julie. So, all right, give me just a moment for you. Okay. Okay. Okay, this is really interesting, Julie, because everything's showing up for me a little bit differently. I'm feeling like there's an angel connection for you too. Okay, beautiful thing. There's an angel connect. Do you have somebody in the living who's named Angel or Angela? In addition to your, connection with the angels and spirit and your love for the angels, but would you understand somebody named Angel or Angela or Angie? That's like for you in spirit that's connecting to you because it's interesting that they're showing it to me in this way. So let me know if this is making sense. If not, please hold that and hopefully it will show up for you later and you understand how that will fit for you too. But for some reason that they're showing it to me that way. And they're also showing to me that you're in a really significant, like what I want to say is like life shift or transition right now too. It's almost like we're trying to like, we've got this sort of a little bit of this wall and you're trying to climb the wall and like find yourself on the other side of it. And they're saying, don't worry, you will find yourself on the other side of it. But that's how they're showing it to me. So it's a really significant change for you right now that you're working through. And this is taking what I want to say is a lot of like energy for you too. And so they're just reminding you to just take those little, you lost your babies could be your angels. Okay, you understand that too. Um, okay, so hold on to the life piece here about somebody named Angel or Angela or Angie because I do feel like that's still there for you. So let that show up for you. And I'm so sorry about your babies in spirit too. So let's see if we can give a little bit of healing. I can feel spirit coming in saying, yeah, we would love to give a little bit of heart healing for you as well too. I'm so sorry about that too. Um, But let me know also, sweetie, if we're gonna hold space and we're gonna hold this in a little container of love for you. And let me know if you understand this major transition that you're going through now, because this is what they're showing me very significant. And you're trying to kind of climb your way over the wall, but they're saying, don't worry, you're going to find it. You're going to get there. You've already made it this far. Um, what I want to say is they're showing me that your friend's mom is Angela is here. Okay, thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Julie, too. What I want to say with the babies is that they're just saying in the hands literally of the angels and in the hands of God. So you know this, you have some beautiful little things that you saved, and you save those special moments. What I say is you save that special moments. They show me sometimes, occasionally the memory comes and there's a little bit of a tear there too, but there is the great spirit, there is God there, just kind of like wiping it away and saying, darling, it's okay, I have you. So just know that the babies find the most special place to be taken care of. Sorry, I get a little emotional with that too. That's really hard. But they find the most special place to be taken care of. So just know, okay, everything is well. And let me know if you're understanding this big life change. So, and thank you. So, I also want to tell you there's been something going on with like work or employment, or a large project that you're going through too, that you're trying to work that out. And this is really like also taking kind of a lot of like what I want to say is energy for you too. And they're just, what I want to say with that is they're just letting me know that there's, what I want to say is more solutions kind of like coming into play. 6 angels, but 3 living, total of 9 too. Oh my goodness, that's a lot to go through as a mom. My goodness, that is a lot to go through as a mom. And God bless your 3 babies that are here with you today. So I'm going to send so much love to you. If you just give me a minute just to send my heart love out to you too, and to give you love and hold space for you too. That's really a lot, but God bless you. You're here and you're making the lives of 3 beautiful children so beautiful, so well done, and bringing them into this world in a way that shines more brightly for us all to see. And so we all hold space for you and send you our love. I'm going to pull the card for you too, honey. And it's called prosperity. So there we go. That matches up and aligns with what we were saying about work and everything you're going through, abundance and success. And this is really beautiful because it's got this beautiful yellow brick road and the castle right here too. So look at that. Got the beautiful yellow sparkly road and the castle and all the pretty little shimmeries around there too. So that's for you from Spirit. And you just had your hip replacement. Okay. So that would also make sense of trying to be mobile and everything too. Ask Spirit for healing. They give that to you kind of anyways, because that's part of your connection with Spirit. But ask Spirit for healing too. Just give them that like extra permission, and they can come a little bit closer and do a little bit of deeper work. But I know they would definitely love. So just say, call on, all the spirit doctors, any spiritual being that you feel connected to, and ask them to come in too. But I do feel like a divine mother presence coming in for you, because you are a mom too, and moms need that mother presence too. So I feel that divine mother presence coming in too, giving you that love, giving you that nurturing, and reminding you too, if you're taking care of 3 little ones too, that you got to take care of you. So just like we were talking in the beginning, make sure you take care of you, give yourself that rest. Ask for help. I know you like to do things your way, but ask for help if you can, because it gives a gift to somebody else to let them help you too. So sometimes in the receiving, you give a gift. And I know we always try to be givers, but sometimes the giving is in the receiving and allowing somebody to do something for you too. And I also, there we go. There's your next card. It's 24 balance, and it says centered energy and self-care. So that's just validating what we were just saying. So you've got that permission from Spirit to take care of you, do nice things for you, and really treat yourself. I'd love for you to buy yourself some flowers, or do something, a little bit indulging for yourself if you're able to do that. So I hope that you can find that time. And your mom's passed away. God bless you. Okay, so you've got the divine mom energy, and let me see if I can just connect with her really quick for you too, because I know we're getting close here. What your mom is telling me is free spirit. She's giving me the words free spirit. So would you understand that her personality was somebody who, I'm trying to figure out which way she's looking at this, because when she shows me free spirit, this would be like part of her personality of liking to, what I want to say, step out of the box, kind of do things her way, and not let the like outside sources really confine her or ask her to conform. But we can also go with that too, because she shows me a beautiful white dove flying right past my vision right here too. And okay, they're all grown up now. I'm sorry. I thought that you said they were babies, so I thought they were little. So apologies for that too. But I see the beautiful dove, and I'm feeling like, do you understand with mom that um, because I'm feeling this is what she's showing me too, health wise, is I'm feeling like I was very ill before passing, because I get really flushed all over like this. And that's what she's showing me. So this would have been a little bit of a difficult passing for mom. And I'm so sorry that she had to go through that. But what I want to say is that because she's in spirit and she's all healed and healthy now, that there's that freedom there as well. So I got kind of a dual thing for you within your mom's personality, but also sort of that like being out of the physical body. So I feel like both of those for you too. She wants to hand you red roses. I know she would have loved flowers. I know that she would have loved roses. I know she would have loved pretty things, but in a not overly indulgent way, but she just had an appreciation for beauty with her too. So she'd be like, look at that, isn't that pretty? Look at that, isn't really pretty. And so I love this about her too. Okay, she's a very private, quiet person. And so then you would understand now that with that, there's that transition to where she can be more free. She can be more free. There's a lot going on with her too, though, that she really, part of the privacy and part of the quietness is that to she needed to be able to be herself. And that's part of the reason for that too. Okay. She had dementia for 10 years. So you understand freedom from the body. So she needed to be herself within those quiet moments, because it's not easy sometimes to live in a world where everybody expects you to be a different way. Does that make sense? So if you're a little bit more quiet, a little bit more introverted, like you need the freedom and that space to be that. And so there would have been a little bit of difficulties around that for her too, but that really is no more. She is very much like, ooh, just like this, very much open that. But I still need to give you the flowers and the roses because I know this is very important. She hands you the red roses. That's a symbol for love. But I know this appreciation for beauty, and it may have been a quiet appreciation, but it's there. It's really, and it's very unique and it's very special to her that I see within her too. I'm so sorry she had to go through dementia. That's a really difficult way to pass as well. But she's found her way. And she is in the arms of the angels as well. So I'm going to give you her love. So I'm going to thank you, Julie, for letting me connect with mom here and for letting me to give you that message and just reminding you that everything's going to be okay with this hip replacements that you've had. So you are going to be able to get like more mobile, but please like follow all of the advice of your medical professionals as well. But you can ask for spirit as healing in addition to what your doctors are doing for you as well. So I'm going to leave you with that love and thank you. Thank you. Love your family too. And do we have time for one more, Richard? All right, beautiful, because I have a card. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you for coming, Tina. Okay, Chris. Okay, beautiful. Because I've got you here too, because I got your card already, Chris, from your spirit guides. Okay, so they have pulled up the number one card, which is mindfulness, peaceful presence, quiet mind. So there's your message from your spirit guide, peaceful presence, quiet mind. And look at that. It's got this beautiful little lady here, and she's in there with the clouds and all of the blue. So would you understand that you're taking some time to do your meditations, to sit in the quiet so that you can feel spirit? So let me know, because I do feel like, okay, I'm glad that was helpful, Julie. Thank you. I do feel like what I want to say is there's a lot of expansion going on for you right now as we go in with that too. So there's a lot of expansion. So let me know if this is making sense, Chris, because it's like there's this space around you that's really like, they're showing it to me very kind of like bright and sparkly, if that makes sense, really kind of like bright and sparkly. So there's a lot of expansion going on right now. So when you take the time for yourself to sit in that quiet, sit in the power, sit in the power and the presence of spirit, which is also you, I have to say, I have to keep reminding you that you are spirit too, heart to heart connection with you and spirit, heart to heart connection with the people that you love. It's really important because I feel like you have this really big, deep sense of love for the people that are in your life. And it is this very deep heart to heart connection. Makes me want to cry a little bit too as I get into that too. But this expansion is really quite lovely. And I want to say, especially in this past 2 years, it's been really, really big for you too. So it's really quite lovely. So what your spirit guides are saying is they're just reminding you, take that time for self, take that time to sit in the quiet in the presence of spirit, which is also you. So they say that again. So I need to keep reminding you that your spirit, reminding you that your spirit, I know you already know this, but it's always good to have that like validated and have that mirrored back to you and reflected back to you. So I know that's very important. I also say I want to give you the purple irises as a spiritual flower for you from your helpers. And they're letting you know that this past 6 months, there's been a lot of twisting and turning. They're saying we know that, but you've done this really quite beautifully of kind of like navigating these last 6 months. They're showing it to me like this, a lot of twisting and turning, and you've done a really good job at navigating this. You will start to see more of a lightening up and more of the things kind of unraveling and connecting. Yes, exactly. That deep love is for you. And it's just so soulful. It's so purposeful. It's so deep. I just love this about you too. So what a beautiful gift that you have, because I know that you're deeply empathic. And they show me the ocean too is connecting to your emotion, your emotional nature, and your deep sensitivity and connection with feeling and emotion. And you just love with your whole heart. And you just love somebody so richly and so beautifully, and all you want to do is like bring happiness into other people's world. Beautiful heart to heart connection. You look people in the eyes and you're like, I see you, I love you. And so there's just like, thank you for being you, Chris. So very much your help was just kind of coming in to validate who you are and what a great job you've done and what a beautiful, beautiful spirit you have and gift that you give to the world. So I'm going to leave you with that, Chris, and thank you for letting me work with you and for being here today. I really, really appreciate you. And as we start to wrap this up too, because it's about time to go, I just want to thank everybody for coming today. I want to wish everybody here in the States, yeah, very much love and want to do for others. So, yeah, this big hug for you, Chris, from over here. I want to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody here in the States and abroad too, because it's always good to be thankful. It's always good to be grateful. It's always good to have gratitude. So if you have a moment, tell somebody that you love, reach out to them, tell them that you love them, tell them that you're thankful for them, tell them that you appreciate them, and it will come back to you. That energy will come back to you from spirit too, because it makes such a difference. Those little acts of kindness, the smiles, those hugs, keep that groundedness, keep that self-care going, because I know you all are givers. You can give more if you give to yourself too. And so really that's how one of the ways that you can love others is by loving yourself too. So I want to remind you that Spirit gives me a beautiful big pink heart for all of you here today. I hope this has been helpful. I hope this has been informational. I hope you felt touched by the Spirit. I hope you feel the love. And I'm sending all my heart and hugs and kisses up to you as well. So I want to thank you so much for being here today. And please have a beautiful, blessed week and holiday. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you.